right, guys, it's finally time to turn it on. Now let's go get Dave. You ready to see it, Dave? Incredible.
That's awesome.
Hey guys, welcome back to part 3. It's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. We are gonna finish this pond today, I promise. The waterfall is taking just awesome shape. We've got a few more rocks to set here, and this will be done. We can start our finish work up there. Drew's working on cleaning out the pond. He's getting everything washed down and pump out all that dirty water. On the far end, if you were here last time, you saw us get started with that intake-based skimmer. We're gonna get into that later and finish that up. The idea here today is to get this waterfall buttoned up. I want to be done with this so that the only thing left to do is finish that intake, close up the edges, lighting, pumps, plumbing, you know, the only thing left to do. Tons of work. But if we can get this where it needs to be, that will be a reality. Let's get it going. We're starting off what is hopefully going to be our last day here. Our first order of business is getting this intake bay done. We've got to do rock work inside here that's going to create like just an informal shape inside this intake bay space. We're also going to make sure we foam up behind these rocks and whatever rocks get placed in the opening so it forces the water into the middle, giving us that skimming action. Because we want to make sure that whatever we put here is going to be probably 6 inches of water on top of it. So we put a stone here, we'll foam underneath it. That'll force the water over the top, pulling from the top of the pond, and then therefore drawing all that debris into this area. We're gonna do a good job of hiding the pump vault, but still keeping it accessible. So there'll be rock work out in front of it, and then behind it, we'll probably just gravel it, bring dirt in there. You'll be able to get to that lid. It's super easy because that's where our pumps are gonna be housed. Along with that, we're gonna put our pumps inside there, hook up our check valves, and get our plumbing run right into there. Once that's done, we can go up and just finish up the waterfall. There's some foaming to do, a little bit of touch up here and there, and then it's drop in a couple outcroppings, plant our aquatic plants, and let this thing fill. We all gotta dig deep today, huh, bud?
Pretty deep.
Down to the 4 of us. We're gonna get it done though, right? I guess we'll see.
Hey, so I'm working on repotting our hardy lilies, and I repot it because it comes in an 8-inch pot and we want these roots to have a lot more space to grow and keep it contained and easier for splitting down the road. So we put it into this bigger pot with some really rich, good potting soil. We're gonna put some gravel on top just to keep this all from floating up into the pond and weight it down. And then we're gonna put them into the pond.
And we like putting the lilies in pots because this way you can manage them. If you just planted them inside the pond, they can actually grow into all the rockwork with their roots and really become hard to get out later. So if you keep them in pots, you can just take them out every season or two, split them, divide them, put them in more pots if you want, or get rid of them just to keep them managed. But this way you're not worried about wrecking the inside of the pond with all those roots just going in under all the gravel and the rockwork. Now, while Drew does that, we are just about wrapping up our intake bay skimmer here, and it's looking great. So you can see it's almost like an extension of the pond. Here's the pond here. The water will be coming inside here, swirling around. Now, right now, it's all covered in fabric. The reason I do that is because I'm going to be doing a cutout here with some framework for some Matala mat. I want to make it so no debris can get down into the aqua blocks and clog things up. It makes it a good maintenance point. That mat can be taken out, washed out, and put back in. But once that's in, we'll gravel around it, and this will be finished. Right now, Boley's just tightened up all the edges. We make sure that we're at least 4 inches above water with all of our edges. This way, if there's any kind of an issue, we've got plenty there to pull up from, and we'll leave a good foot of liner outside. You want to have extra liner just in case you have any kind of settling down the road. There's liner there to fix it. From there, we're going to take our plumbing, go over to our vaults, which are over there, and we can get our pumps hooked up, and this end of the pond will essentially be finished. That's going to let us move over to here and button up this waterfall. Things are looking good today. Just after lunch, I'm feeling like we actually might finish today. What do you think, Ant?
I think we will.
Yeah?
Brand new ponds are basically a sterile environment, and so the way these ecosystem ponds stay clean is by using enzymes and natural bacteria that we introduce on a weekly basis. And to jumpstart the ecosystem here, we're going to be using a dry concentrated mix of bacteria. So I'm treating this for about 4,000 gallons, and I'm going to distribute this evenly throughout the pond. And then as the pumps turn on, it's gonna circulate everything. I'm also gonna add a pond detoxifier because we are filling this with tap water. And he wants to introduce some fish. I'll be using our detox. And then I'm also gonna add a rapid water clarifier because there's gonna be some debris that stirs up as we fire this thing up. We want it to clarify and clean up quickly so we can see the fish and the pond itself. So I'm just gonna evenly distribute this stuff into the surface of the pond. Gonna go around a lot of the edge work here, really just get this into the water so it has a chance to start to colonize that good bacteria that's gonna help keep this thing crystal clear.
All right, guys, it's finally time to turn it on. Now let's go get Dave. You ready to see it, Dave?
Incredible. That's awesome.
No matter how I frame this picture, no matter how I change the lines, I'd rather have you right here closer. I'd rather have you in